Kaiso, I believe in you. I believe in Trinidad and Tobago. I believe in myself. And if we believe in ourselves, if we take that understanding, then we will believe in Trinidad and Tobago and a better Trinidad and Tobago in all its potential and glory. Good morning to all of Trinidad and Tobago on this day before Republic Day, right? Good morning, blessed morning to everyone across the length and breadth of this Twin Island Republic. All praise is due to the Almighty Creator, and we give Him thanks for life. We give Him thanks for this space and this place. We are so tremendously blessed as a people. It is beyond ourselves, and we therefore must give thanks. Give thanks with our actions. Give thanks with our words. To whom much is given, much is asked. As Chucky Gordon said, the big brother, the Caribbean, we have done so much. We are so intertwined as well with the rest of the Caribbean. So many people infused into this Twin Island Republic. Vincentian, Grenadian, anything you could think, Venezuelan, Jamaican, Guyanese, infused into the fabric of what is Trinidad and Tobago. Beyond just a simple thinking of what we are. An example of unity, infusion of different people so very the same. Pollard and Bravo and Puran and Akil Hussein, best friends and partners, working together to bring glory to our country. Lime and laugh, no difference, with a common goal. Let us understand what we are. Let us understand the blessing that we have. And let us work. Let us work. We can't even earn it, right? We can't earn the blessings that we are given. But let us still be fair and put our best effort forward. And Chucky Gordon tells us a lot about what we should believe and also what we should not believe. He do believe that we will keep getting caught up in that race card and used for other people's power, prosperity, and benefit. He do believe that, and I do believe that. And I am so happy and energized by the fact that at least here on this program, at least here in this space and this place, I hear from so many people who not on that, who don't put even party before country, as he said as well. I could go through the entire song, so tremendous it is, and comment on so many parts of it, and learn and try to teach from what he has said. Because Trinidad and Tobago matters. So let us not let people confuse us too much and send us down a road where we are immovable from positions that may not even work in our benefit. Let us think broadly and beyond. Let us understand what exists and the system that we exist in with clarity. We celebrate Republic Day tomorrow. What does that mean to us? Why are we not going to work? For some of us are going to work. Love and respect to all those who are so essential that even on holidays they are out there. We thank you all. We appreciate you all. TN Tech, I appreciate you all. Last night, whatever trees and stuff that fell and damaged a line out late. And I don't know if it meant anything to the guys, but when I was passing them, after we had to wait a while they were doing the work, the road was blocked. So we had to wait. And I was happy to wait, actually, because I know they're working to restore power, to restore light. And that patience in and of itself would even help them to do what they have to do. If I was an ignorant fool and pressing my horn, I'm told how long they may have hurried. I might have been the one to cause the demise of someone rushing to reconnect or rushing to cut and not do what they're supposed to do properly. But even that patience, born out of that understanding, we must have understanding as a people. You see that ignorant nonsense? That is not Trinbagonian. And we should dismiss it and remove it from our culture. I want to say it again. You see that ignorance, impatience, stupidity. That is not Trinbagonian. Let us rise above that. And I don't know what it meant to them. But I ensured when I was passing, I say, thanks, you know. Good job, thanks. We must be grateful for what we have. And as Aristotle says, how can we appreciate what we don't have if we don't appreciate what we already have? Let us create a stronger level of understanding. Let us refine our culture and make, and all I might believe is possible, but make what being Trinbagonian across the board, not just for a certain sector and class of our society, but really push through our entire society and make Trinidad and Tobago, and make what being Trinidad and Tobago Trinbagonian, make it even sweeter. Clean it up, clean up the greed and clean up the violence towards each other. And care and clean up the little remnants of ignorant racism and whatever. And clean up the fools who trying to chain us up. Let being Trinbagonian be. We don't take chain up. Foolish chain up. So, you know, we celebrate, if you want to call it that. We remember where we were and where we are going. We understand that we had the consciousness to want to move. I hope, I don't know if we wanted to move, I don't know if just our leaders, I think I wasn't even born yet, right? The consciousness of wanting to move away from being governed and led by people some distance away, and wanting to have the opportunity to choose our leaders and to choose who our heads of state, who our head of state is. Of course, we understand that our Prime Minister legislatively has that power. We understand that our President is there in a more ceremonial role. But we understood that even from a ceremonial perspective, and whatever other responsibilities that are vested in that individual and that office, the office, we wanted that to be someone here from among us, elected by us. And yes, the president is elected by us in some way, because we elect the members of parliament, right? We elect, and they elect on our behalf, from among them the person who commands that majority of support, right? And then the electoral college, which comprises those elected members of the lower house, and also the senators, who are appointed by those who we also elected, come together and vote. So the lower house and the upper house, the House of Representatives, right? Those Caroni South MP, Member of Parliament, representative for Caroni South, Diego Martin West, everyone, all of those representatives of our areas of us, who then choose a prime minister from among themselves, and then also those elected by that group, senators, come together to form this electoral college, and they vote, you know, as a continuation. It's not directly elected by us, but as a continuation of the power that we vest in them. Choose this president, as opposed to what existed before, when the queen or king, whichever, but queen at that point in time, was our monarch, was the highest office holder, as pertains in some of those other Commonwealth countries. But we understood then that we wanted a greater level of autonomy. We wanted to become a republic, that we had already had a certain level of democracy, a certain level. Of course, there are some issues within the process, and there are individuals and groups who do their best to circumvent and to corrupt the process of democracy. As a whole bigger topic for a whole different day. But I know people understand. Ignorance, the lack of knowledge, the feeding of our population lies and concepts that are contradictory to common sense are the biggest threat and corrupter of a process of democracy, of a process of actually selecting individuals who represent us, and not the base, dirty, nasty part of our being, because all of us have evil in us. Not those who bring that out and utilize that. But the best of us so let us understand where we are, where we came from, and the level of consciousness that brought us here. And let us push and drive towards greater levels of consciousness and understanding in Trinidad and Tobago. So I say all that to say, no. I say all that for us to understand, but also, right, happy Republic Day. We'll be back right after the break.
For over $250,000 in prizes. Semi-final round. The East-West Corridor. Saturday, September 20th. Central and South Trinidad. Saturday, September 27th. And Tobago. Saturday, October 4th. To register, call 719-9599. TNT. Get ready. This is Divine Harmony.
Everybody say it. The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Champlain, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Calling all choir. This is TNT's first gospel choir event of its kind. It's finally here. This is Divine Harmony. Choirs from all over the country will vie for over $250,000 in prizes. Semi-final round. The East-West Corridor. Saturday, September 20th. Central and South Trinidad. Saturday, September 27th. And Tobago. Saturday, October 4th. To register, call 719-9599. TNT. Get ready. This is Divine Harmony.
Everybody say it.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday
from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
The time is 7 a.m. This time check is sponsored by Nescafe Ready to Drink. It just hits different.
Any playlist right, it hits different. Can you feel that shift? Nescafe Ready to Drink. On the road, we on the go. Just grab your crew and grab your bro. Hits different, hits different. Vanilla latte mocha. It's different. Nescafe, the party never over.
Nescafe Ready to Drink.
The Embassy Yacht is back
and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launch from Kings Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
What are you doing? Big D, big fun, KFC, so we big on the ground. The big D nation, cause you don't know we were the crown. It's a big D. Say we won, KFC, so we lead in front. Big D. We are big nation, TNT and KFC, one motion.
Come to KFC, let we all have fun, and let we join together because KFC is life.
It's a big D. Say we won, KFC, so we lead in front. Big D. We are big nation, TNT and KFC, one motion.
Big D.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we are back. Good morning again, Trinidad and Tobago. So we have a bit of a better understanding maybe, or some of us had a pretty good understanding before, but we just are reminded as to what being a republic is per se, right? We understand that we had that consciousness to move away. We would have gained independence originally and then moved on to become a republic and totally move away from that head of state being this monarch. All right, we would have obviously had these little other implements of flag, national colors, birds, animal, etc. All of those implements as well, and attached to them whatever concepts and meaning for us to hold on to and propel ourselves forward, right? All those things encompass. So we don't directly elect in some instances, but indirectly through our initial process of the democratic process of general elections, we do elect. And we do understand that who we elect in these processes of general elections, they have the power then to make that choice on our behalf. Right? We understand that, right? And therefore, we have to think of those things as well. We have to think of if somebody has a 3/5 majority, they have the ability to alter our constitution. What do we really want changed there? Do we want anything changed there? How far and how much power are we willing to vest into individuals and their party structures and systems as well? How do we curtail their actions once they are in that position of power? We understand how tremendous that power of prime ministerial office can be. We understand that, and we understand that absolute power corrupts absolutely. How do we put checks and balances in place? We understand that we have to look for good people above all, right? That's some despotic, kill, no care, dread human beings. Call a name and a whistle. We have to ensure that we, through our actions as well, don't allow those types of human beings to utilize the system in a way to rise to the top and then spread that type of cold, heartless spirit through our land. And it's not just a spirit. Yes, it is a spirit as well, but it is policies. It is policies. It is distribution of wealth. It is behavior from the top that people look to and pattern. So we take things lightly sometimes from a lack of understanding, and we all have to do better. We have to set greater standards for ourselves and our country, our space that we live in. We have to elevate the principles that we desire. We have to elevate healthy, wholesome principles. And even though we tolerate a lot, if we hold fast to those principles regardless of race, color, party, whatever, then even in holding fast to those principles, we will curb certain behavior and certain actions. Is when we allow our standards to be eroded tremendously. When we don't speak out, when we don't stand up, when we don't set a certain line, then anything goes. Anything goes. So let us understand what we are about. Oh God, as big people, we getting older now as a nation, right? Let we understand what we are about. Good morning, Mr. West. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Ford. I realize that you're on a very positive exercise this morning in terms of bringing about an understanding about democracy in this, not in this part of the world, in this part of the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago. But it is also fragile, and as you said, you need to have checks and balances. But people must first understand some of the tenets or the essential principles of democracy before they, because apparently in Trinidad and Tobago, most people don't understand it, you know. The whole notion of this question about separation of powers. People talk about that doctrine, but most people don't understand that you cannot have all the three powers, the function of government concentrated in the hands of one person. That is tyranny. That is why this fellow called Montesquieu, Baron de Montesquieu in the 18th century, right? He formulated that principle because he saw what was happening under Louis XIV in France. And he went to Britain and he saw how the distribution, or in fact how the powers were in fact set apart, right? And therefore he went back to France and he developed, he wrote his book, right, which exposed the principle of separation of powers. They must also understand the rule of law. For example, you have a situation where the law, we're talking about law, people have to abide with the law. Whether you're king, queen, you're prime minister, you have to, whether you're the fisherman, the morgue attendant, you have to adhere to the law. You're not above the law. Neither are you beneath the law. You have to subscribe to the law. And we see in Trinidad over the years when we talk about despot, you have people who couldn't be bothered about the law. They do what they want. They interfere with independent institutions such as the service commissions and all that. Some of them even, as we say, overreach, moving from going into the function of the operation of the DPP and all that kind of thing with respect to granting of amnesty and all that kind of thing, or not amnesty, but the question of indemnity.
Yeah.
These are some of the things. We have to look at accountability, look at the parliament, how it is run. Whether, in fact, because those ministers have to be accountable to the parliament and by extension, the population, the electorate. See how it is conducted. When people go before and they say, I answer that question, don't ask me that. They're not accounting to you. That is where you have to account. And parliament must be so arranged or structured in which you would have people accounting to the parliament. You see it in the select committee, people go there. Sometimes it's useless because people go there. You have people to all 10 years. You have no accounting, no auditing and all that kind of thing. So you have to be watchful about those things. You have to have a free press. When you look at the media and you look at the imbalances, the biases that goes on there, you realize that they're not the watchdog. They are biased. They take a side. When you write, you write in the interest of the nation. You write in the interest of ensuring that you have good governance, not taking a side. So you don't have fair, just, and independent reporting. So all these things are critical for the sustenance and maintenance of democracy and good governance. So people have to understand these things. The media plays that very important role. The question of protest and all this, you must be able to protest. You must have freedom of speech to speak. But that freedom of speech is not absolute, because you're limited by things like defamation, sedition, and the question you can't engage in obscenity, right? The criminal law, and also you talk about putting things in place where people have to be responsible in their speech, what they say. So these are some of the things that we insist must be present and must operate in order for us to ensure or to enjoy some measure of democratic government. The question of participation, consultation. Nobody go to parliament and pass law without consulting you, the people. These are the things, these are the critical things that people have to understand. You only hear about a law when it passes. You don't know. But now I'm seeing in recent times you have the government, the new government, which in recent times they have revised that, and they go about and listen to the people, hear what they have to say, and the opposition has followed to some extent.
Yeah, they're following a good lead.
Right. And that is what it requires, because the fact remains that they are not governing for themselves and their party, you know. The people put you there to govern in the interest of the people, the electorate, those people, you and I, not to do what they want. All right? So these are just a few of the things that, the principles or whatever it is that people need to watch carefully and insist on their continuance in order to save this country, in order to ensure that this country develop and continue to become a prosperous nation. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. West, for adding to the discussions as well. It is not just, yes, it is a holiday. Yes, we enjoy the holiday. Maybe spend time with your family. Maybe go to some party or whatever, because that's what whatever enjoys. But understand what it is about. Understand the impact on your life. Understand the importance in even its fundamental purposes being achieved, so that you have money in your pocket to enjoy. It goes so far. Don't feel it don't go so far. Understand that we did not want, and we don't want kings and queens. We don't want that. We don't want people who are above the law with infinite immunity and the ability to abuse us and abuse the processes where we are subjected as subjects and they reign on high. That's the whole fundamental thinking behind us becoming republic and where we are. Understand it, or else people will take advantage of your ignorance, and you will allow them. You will allow them to take advantage of you. We don't depend on whether the king or the queen is benevolent at a period in time. No, we ensure that they are responsive to our needs because they have a healthy fear of us as a people. There must be greater checks and balances put in place. It cannot be free reign for any period of time, 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, or 5 years. We must as a nation, not because a next one want to go to take advantage of us, no, and we allow them to utilize us to bring them back to take advantage of us, no, but because we understand what we want as a people, so we straighten our backs as men and women, and we stand strong for the principles that we believe in. Not shallow rhetoric or colors. Not shallow rhetoric or colors, but fundamentals that will work for us. No one is above the law. We're seeing a trend. We're seeing a continual trend of judge, jury, and executioner. No one is above the law. Do not sit back and allow people to continually act outside of what they are allowed. No one is above the law. Find the body cameras and put them on. No one is above the law. And our fear of something happening to us should not empower people to use that and to act with impunity. I just drawing an example in one institution. And for those who feel because of their office they become kings and queens and they could do whatever they want to subjects, and they dissuade us from the understanding that we have the right to stand up and defend ourselves. Strengthen yourself as a citizen. A strong citizen is not one who just looks on and goes along. Demand better. Demand better. There is no PNM or UNC area in Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago is all the responsibility of those who govern and who are vested with the responsibility and the resources to take care of those places and people. And we all supposed to understand that in the 101, in the beginning of our efforts to represent people, to govern. And if we have forgotten it, then we must be reminded. Let us do what is best for all of Trinidad and Tobago. Let us hold fast to the oaths that we take. Let us protect ourselves. Let us protect ourselves from becoming ugly and mean and wicked like people past. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning.
Yeah. Hey, good morning. Well, we're talking about the president this morning and the president call. We're grateful. We're grateful for you on the program. Welcome.
And good morning, Papa God. Mommy and Jesus spoke about truth. That last word, I just put down the to God, is most of our reason and our problem. Now, I get up about 10 minutes ago. Although I get up 6, but I lie down in the bed and gone straight out for the whole hour. And I wake up just in time to hear you talking about this one-minded rule, which is a real serious matter you're talking there. That's why I keep on saying that we as a people have to start to organize ourselves to change the process of the fight governance, that one person rule, and when one person rule, not a damn dog back, as they say. Because there's really problem, and the problem really is that we allow people to rule we. And as long as we're doing that, it starts now. That starts from the kingship days, it goes down to communism, it comes down into the social system, so that one person who dictates, but nobody else opposing the dictation. Yeah, the free picture as the one who put up, but we don't need to have veto power. Who has veto power? 7 nations? About now it was about 9, because that's 7 through 2 more eventually. You know, and when we look at these things, you realize what you're talking there is a serious matter. To change it, we have to definitely come to a situation where we as a people form organization. And I give a structure that Papa God give me. And I put down 12, the same consciousness of what the existence live in. Once we follow a truth of the existence and nature of the existence, we will then follow a truth that will develop a better living for us. And I see that 12 disciplines where we naturally carry 12 disciplines of our birthright, our horoscopes. And once you carry that, every one of those horoscopes have to work under the planet. We're trying to break these things, and then all that we just copy is God's creation. And if we can't copy God's creation to exist with and survive with as an order, then we're going to keep on being perished trying to do we own thing. And what is we own thing? We own thing is like a devil ruling the world. And until we could change that, we're going to stay in this dilemma. And this is why most of the time I come and I talk about this 12-member organization of a people. Who those 12 they are being, they're going to be there not dictating. They're going to be in a circle. What we call a round table, and through that round table, every different subject matter going to be in that round table, and it's going to be working for the 12 disciplines. I call them the 12 disciples too. And all those 12 disciples, 12 ministries, 12 orders. And if we can't come to the order of nature, then we're going to stay in that morass of what the devil said, and he alone wants to rule. I will say thank you there for the moment. And glad I get in for you to know that or to hear that, because this is where the problem is, where we live in that open space to be ruled by the devil's mind. One conversation must say everything, and that one conversation, he encourages governors to be just like him, because greed rule, envy rule, or jealousy rule. And if I start to talk about all the evils that are around us, I will put them in paper and bring them out one of these days, and I get fed up hearing how much it is.
All right.
Anyway, thank you.
Yeah, blessings.
Thank you, Tobago, but the evils that we follow is what I'm talking about. We have to change that.
Yeah. And we have to understand the corruption even of the system, and the system set up for us to even become corrupt. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Hey, morning, Mr. Fuad. How are you this morning, sir?
Hi, day, not too bad, man. Welcome.
All right, blessings. My problem this morning, Mr. Fuad, is the reports that are coming out from the police service where these killings are going on, where they are killing people, in the sense of the incident that took place in Grandy, where they shoot up a car and I believe 3 people died. One of them was a soldier. Now, the parents are saying that the situation was a make-up report by the police. Now, the police and them are saying that these guys were planning a robbery. They were planning a robbery, right? And when they came up on them, the guys fire behind them, and they shoot back behind the guys, and they kill all of them, right? I have a problem with that. And then our commissioner of police, once the police at present go to the commissioner and say, this is what happened, he says, well, you always say that is what happened, that is what happened. We have another situation where a guy was killed. The police and them approached our house. They went into the house. They said the guy was sleeping on the couch. And when they approached him, he woke up. And when he saw them, he fired them. And they killed him. I try to understand, Mr. Ford, there was a situation, I think it was about 2 years ago, where a police officer killed another police officer. But what happened was shooting behind a Muslim guy. I don't know if you can remember that. It was shooting behind a Muslim guy. But one of the police officers accidentally shoot one of their own. And they were blaming the Muslim guy for killing that police officer, and they hunt him down.
Yeah.
Until the truth came out.
Yeah.
So I am saying that some of these reports, Mr. Fuan, they are not adding up. No, I'm not saying that they are not bad fellows outside there, and some of them are not rightfully killed. But there is a lot of report that comes in that does not make sense to the public.
Yeah.
And the commissioner gets these reports and just say, well, that is what happened, and go close. The door closed. No kind of investigation, nothing at all. I don't know who will look into that, but something is wrong with that picture, Mr. Kumar. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Again, we are not understanding the importance of a separation of powers. There's an example in an institution that deals with life and death, but all the other institutions deal with life and death. We just don't see it directly. This institution of the police service deals with life and death in that moment because they have that power to do what they're doing, to shoot, to whatever. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Good morning. Big brother, I'm so good morning to share that and to be able to be Caribbean on the whole. I can recall, and that is why I cannot take it the people's life in this country, because I love my country, Trinidad and Tobago, more than Africa. You see, we was saying in opposition, we was calling for the cameras on the police and them. We was asking for shower hands every time Christian time come up. What about the come up on the cameras? How much body cameras we buy? How much body cameras we have? How much police run it? You know, in the last 3-4 months in the new government, everybody gone silent because now they eating around the table and they eating very nicely. It's very sad. It's very sad to see that when in opposition, you have all the plans, you have the solution, you could bring in revenue, you could start this country in 100 days, you could get this country 100 days. Some think 100 days he could have stopped the war in Ukraine and Russia, in knowing that war is bigger than America. You see now, a former prime minister of this country, I call him the uncle of this nation. May his soul rest in peace wherever he is, wherever you are. That is Manning. He said this country is easy to run. He said this country is not easy to run. And many of them who are running to run the country, them are all easy to deal with. So how they could run the country? How they could run the country when this country not easy to run? You're telling me we could go to Parliament and bring laws that the police have to riot because it's something what the public need to have on. That is bring evidence to court for we to see what take place. Why roadblocks the police put up on cameras on them, body cameras on them? Why we still discussing this stuff in 2025? Why? Because we are a whole society. We is a big asshole society. That's what we are. We are fake people. We are fake people. We are biased in our thinking. We are racist in our thinking. That's what we are. That's what we are. We do not love this country.
Yeah.
We love India. We love Africa.
We classist in we thinking. I don't know why the police taking so long and understand the statement to go and kill some rich person somewhere, some rich people trend who looking whatever profile or whatever. Go hurry up and kill one of them rich people children so that other people children go live now. Because I could tell you, as somebody rich people children they kill, body cameras will come.
It will come.
They will come.
It will come.
They will come. But once is wherever kiss all in door, poor people children. Oh God, nobody don't care about. We life don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. That is how it is go.
This is something it has to be reported because there is too much allegation out there making all these police officers. And so we could shoot you and say that you have a gun on him and put a gun on you. And we know this thing is upon, we witness it upon, we from the community where it happened. So when we talk on knowledge. We don't talk because we want to talk. No, we don't talk because we want to talk. As I said, I know them more than them. When them see police, there's run, press their gun, hide their gun, jump over a wall. Them don't shoot behind no police. Them don't shoot behind no police. They will shoot behind themselves. They will kill themselves. But they ain't going to have no bank manager or no bank CEO or no minister or no. They're not doing it. Yes, they don't have the belly for that. You're not Haiti or Jamaica or Afghanistan. So when they come with these lies, continue for that. That no, no. That lies is that no, no. Since 62 years ago, you know, and our police service remain corrupted. It's the most in this country. They are corrupted. Convocation now. Most of them, let me say this, 99% of these police officers, they are corrupted and they do not know the law. They know how to speak to you. They have no manners, they have no training, they have no conduct. They're out of control. This is not a police state. This is not a police country. How could we allow this over and over and over and over? And I said again as I close, every single Monday morning, when questions time come, the UNC opposition, I don't care about Oleno. I don't care about Oleno. And I'm not paying no party politics because they don't care about me. They don't care about things. So I don't care about Ole. I will tell the truth every Monday morning. And these deceitful UNC people and them who nasty calling in on the radio, playing games with this country because they party in power. Ole so nasty with the service. Ole so what have this country so? Ole so that the country so the UNC used to be every Monday morning asking for shower hands. What about the cameras? What about the 60 cameras on the lamppost of them? It's working. Now today, this government ain't telling me nothing about it. Again, no one can tell me it's common sense on this work today. Go to Parliament, pass a bill that the police and everyone wanted, fire them, lost the work. Or you had the majority, 28 seats, because Tobago is only one. Ole no, Farley supporting Ole. Go, Rowdy went and played the bills, tamper with the bills many times and did not need Ole support. Ole could do it too. Pass a law where the police of them has to demand them to read the body cameras on them. Because you know why? They don't want to read because they're corrupted. Because if you're honest and you're truthful, and you go out there and do your work fairly, you're going to ready body come and say, brother, I so passionate but if I could have cussed this morning, I cussed the mother and effort, I got.
All right, and I don't want to just get lost too much in that alone, although it is a serious situation because it involves life, right? Because it involves life, and we continue to advocate for what is right in that situation, and it will be done. Once without partisan, for what makes sense for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Once we do what is right, it will come. So nobody who's partisan, don't call me to tell me now about it, right? Who did not have any desire for the preservation of the lives of people. Don't bother to call me now. If you didn't talk then, don't call me now to talk about that. I do not want us to just get lost in that alone. I want to advance the understanding that monarchs, modern day kings and queens, right? People who sit down with the China and they lull off because they economically control the society and feel that they run things for their benefit alone. We do not want that. We do not want that. We have dismissed that through this Republican constitution, through becoming a republic. Good morning, brother. See you trying to come in.
Yes, morning, brother, and morning to you listeners. Very quickly, I just had to call and give a little 2 cents after Kingsley and the gentleman before him. I just feel like the guys who just be going Venezuela and coming back and these kind of things, I feel them had to join the swimming team, Because when I listen to a report saying that people jump off a boat and made good their escape, is it that while they're coming on the boat, they have on a tank on the back? I would really like to see the video footage for those type of escape, because you are on a vessel and telling to the nation and the world that people who come in with whatever on the ship jumping off and escaping you.
Will you hear that?
Not the first. But Fuad, you hear that? Something blocks of marijuana where they find the other day. They said they got boat and made good their escape.
I missed that one.
These people swimming faster than the boat that they're moving on. But you understand what they're really telling you?
I
just had the body camera is important for everyone involved. Yet still hearing the rubbish from Alexander and them about know how a child thinking and child asking you to post for selfie and rubbish. It is about having something to determine what really went on and not just going based on word of mouth from either the lying public or the lying police.
Yeah.
It is as simple as that.
One side go be lying. We don't want nobody's side. We want what is conclusive. And clearly, oh gosh, we have a problem in Trinidad and Tobago in the way that we operationalize what we're doing. Because if we're killing 45, 50, looking like, I don't know what we're looking like this year with the amount of police killings, then something is drastically wrong in the way that we're carrying about our operations. And we're saying that at least this information will clear up any doubt and will also assist our officers who on the front line in the way that they're carrying out their operations so that there's less loss of life. Oh God, we have the worst probably the world per capita with extrajudicial killings. Oh gosh, come on! How long we got dodge and how long do you want to go without accountability? That is the crux of the matter, How long you want to go slapping up the public? Cussing me. For example, I ain't get cussed recently, right? Cussing me. Doing what you feel you want to do, playing against the law. How long? How long? Oh gosh. So thank you very much, brother.
Yeah, brother, respect.
Yeah, and these are people who then and now consistently, regardless of who is in office, have been standing firm. What is right regardless. What is right regardless. And we have to do what is right. Good morning, caller. Apologies there, right? I tried to take the one before and it. All right. Good morning, caller.
Good morning to the city. Good morning to the city. And that I don't know, you make me laugh at it. I have a piece of land in the country. And when I get, the neighbors have been still at my house, right? Call the police. You know the police telling me? I have to put up cameras right on my yard. And high pole to see the same coming from so they can notice anything. But them don't want to wear the cameras. Yeah, right? I don't know what I'm out. The neighbor tell, I know what I do. I call in the name, I know the person name, and I call the police, they're saying I still have to prove that. I have to put up cameras right here. But piece of land.
They went and they gave they went and spoke to the people at least and just give them a level of caution.
That's going on for a few years now. So I talked to them, call police managers and just let it up cameras. You know? The argument is ready. The fine of my piece of land is too big. What I have now, as an African person.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. So you not actually tell me that the neighbor. He said, I have too much land. Land by paper, owned by paper. So let's call him to show later. All right, have a blessed day, you all.
Yeah, you too as well. Have a blessed day. And what I'm explaining as well, we're using the institution of the police as an example, but we do not want a modern day monarchy where we have a fake elite who they run things. And that is something that has attracted many people to this current administration. We do not want that. So do not also come and now adopt that mentality at all. Good morning again, Mr. West.
Good morning, Mr. Ford.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Ford, you spoke earlier on about this rule of law business. And you spoke about, well, again, nobody above the law. And people, public authorities or functionaries must act or operate in accordance with the law. So I have no problem with that. You need to have checks and balance, most on all institutions. For example, again, what I'm hearing is in terms of the police action with respect to the shooting of the suspects and whatnot. Yes, it is alarming. And I mean, we need to ensure that when they act as they say they acted, that it is in fact so. So in fact, if you have the police complaints authority, you know how effective it is, the professional police standards and whatnot. But you need to rein in, again, ensure that the police officers or the police service as a whole, that they act in accordance with the law. So the question about this camera, I think they ought to have cameras. As most jurisdictions, they do have cameras attached to police officers, so people can get a better understanding as to what may have taken place. So you need that. But they are saying that they ordered that and they were not the right type and you don't have it. So, I mean, you know, probably things are on the way in terms of transformation. So we require transformation, not just of the entire criminal justice system. The police, the prison, you go up to the DPP office. Yes, last night I listened to the news with respect to the judge, Justice Sipasad, and he's speaking about the amount of matters that were dismissed and all that kind of thing have to be thrown out because, again, the DPP is not represented before the court and all these different, the judicial system, we know we spoke about that probably, you know, how many times?
Yeah.
This whole criminal justice system is in chaos and you need reform. You need reform with respect to the police. You need to look at the police. I don't know if this 4 months or 5 months would have been sufficient for them to get into it. I don't think so. And you spoke about people being reasonable, people being understanding and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I am looking forward for transformation.
Yeah.
But transformation cannot come overnight. And people have to, you see, if I lie down in the night and I hear the last, it come like Trump, the last person who speaks to him, that is what he's saying. So if somebody speaks to you in the night, that is where you're going into the morning. I don't know about that. The fact remains, people have to be reasonable. People have to be understanding. And you don't have much people, reasonable people, people who think, rationally.
Yeah.
That is the problem. And to understand, you have to understand what is taking place. If you don't understand, well, you dog eat a supper.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I'm looking forward to transformation. And I'm saying that, yes, people ought to be concerned. You need some inquiry, because what is taking place is alarming, and the people, you have to listen to the people. And we know for a fact that the criminal justice system is in chaos.
Yeah.
You can't deny that. Everybody knows that. And you need to reform these institutions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it will be reformed if we continue to advocate and empower our leaders in that direction. If the will is already there, we now have to ensure through our support. And sometimes support is that continual advocacy. Sometimes the support is, listen, you have pressure on the other side, because don't feel there's not pressure on the next side. Don't feel that the people who are involved in these institutions, like the police service, for example, don't want it to continue that way. And even though our legislative leaders might want to change it now, they need the support. We need to put the ample pressure for them to be able to override that institutional squalor that is continual. It's not easy. And we need to see and understand that we want a republic. That is why we moved in the direction that we even moved. Because we don't want a 1% class who could call the Prime Minister and tell them what to do to their benefit, but to the detriment of the majority. And those are the things in which we give support. That is what it means by us, a majority, the masses of the people leading and ruling. Not a few. Not a few dominating. Not a few enjoying the largest of the state. All of the profits and the benefits flowing to a few, and everybody else, however you catch, you catch. And we must also be mindful of the trappings of these offices and how this authority sometimes poisons us and brings out the worst in us. And therefore we, as people, as citizens, as media, as whoever else, we have to hold them accountable and encourage the highest principle. Not just as Mia Motley said, when it's convenient. It's easy. It's easy when it's convenient, when you're not standing up against authority. That is the easiest thing. But when it is inconvenient, when it may have a consequence, and the cowards that many nations are cowards, in my opinion, because 10 in the last few, this year, 10 now recognize. I don't know what Trinidad and Tobago was waiting on, Jamaica, what we was waiting on to recognize a Palestinian state, etc. Another example of when people act above the law and where a supposed democratic process is so flawed that a minority rules. Anything that Israel decides that they want to do, for example, anything that this Zionist entity, not even the state, but those powerful Zionists who control so much of the world, they do with impunity. A United Nations could come and say this, they could come and say that. It does not matter. Tanks roll into Gaza City, buildings being leveled, contrary to every single tenet of international law. 60,000 being killed, 14,000 children, and their lives do not matter. It is the largest, most visible view of what impunity is, which we, people who want to have value to their lives also, I want my children's lives to have value. I want my voice, me as an individual, to have value just as someone else. It is the most glaring, most obscene manifestation of supremacy, of evil. And I'm listening to statements coming out of the UN, and leader after leader, representatives from the entire body as well, speaking, and it is as though it does not matter. And we must look on and learn, because we do not want to live in a space and a place like that. And we moved away. We saw examples of that type of impunity, of that type of arrogance. We saw it. And we moved away from it. It would do us well to remain ever vigilant. It would do us well to raise our voices. And I'm looking on and I'm listening on to what is transpiring and the words that will be spoken in this feels like a talk shop of the UN, and our Prime Minister is attending as well. But we have to forge forward with a place that is fair to all of its inhabitants. We have to reignite and re-understand what Trinidad and Tobago, red, white, and black humanity means. We have to divorce ourselves of this constant desire for the accumulation of wealth. And we have to love people more than we love wealth. I beg Trinidad and Tobago, not now. I've been begging Trinidad and Tobago. To love one another. To free yourself from evil. Too much evil is running through our land and the world. And I pray that I live in a time where I could see more justice. But we as humans have to be part of that. We have to be part of that. So educate yourself and stand. Let that be another element of what Trinbagonian means. Not that we fickle and we is yes men and we stupid. No. That running in us is that spirit of humanity that cares for one another. Let us rid ourselves of the selfishness that has been fed to us. It is evil selfishness that has been fed to us over time to ensure our destruction and the empowerment of a few to take advantage of everybody. I hope we grasping it, you know. I pray that the day before Republican, we become a republic. The day before we celebrate that, the day before we celebrate that level of democracy, that we understand what it's about. Or else, I'm sorry for us. Or else, all the symbolism, all the red, white, black, whatever, means nothing. We would be lost. So, for what it's worth, and let us make it worth something. Happy Republic Day. Happy Republic Day to Trinidad and Tobago. Have a thoroughly enjoyable day with productivity, with goodness, with strength, with love. So take care. We'll take a break tomorrow, right? And enjoy the day as well. Reflect and enjoy. And God willing, we will be back on Thursday. Right? Have a good day. Take care.
TNT, get ready. This is Divine Harmony.
Everybody say it.
Turn your lights down low.